Hi guys, so that's my first live session today. A bit nervous also, and we are waiting for Meenakshi to come. And let me brief you a bit about Meenakshi. She is a color expert from Asian Paints. Yeah, am I audible? Hi Pratyush. Hi Khushbu. Yeah, so Meenakshi is here with us. Wait. Yeah. Hi Meenakshi.
Hi,
So guys,
good
Meenakshi
evening.
is
How
here
are
with
you?
us. I'm good. How are you?
I am not able to hear you properly actually. Just a
No?
second. Yeah.
Wait. Is it fine now?
Yeah. The voice is breaking a little, otherwise it's fine.
I guess, Meenakshi, there's some problem from your side because you are streaming, like showing that you are streaming again and again. So, guys, by the time Meenakshi is joining us again, let me introduce you to Meenakshi. She is a senior designer at Asian Paints, and she is also a color expert over there. And she like we are having a first live session with Meenakshi. So the topic is very interesting and very close to my heart, which is colors. And I play a lot of with a lot of colors at my sites. And Meenakshi will let us know about color schematics, how to use different colors, what does the color symbolizes, and a lot of things today. So anyone having any query regarding the colors, they can ask us. So you just type on our comment box, and we'll try and answer each and every question which is there. So hi Meenakshi, now it's
Hi.
fine. So
Yes.
tell us about your journey with Asian Paints so far. How is it? Hope your lockdown is going good.
Yeah, actually, so far, lockdown is actually keeping us home, but it's keeping us more involved in work. So, yeah, lockdown is going good. As far as my journey is concerned in Asian Paints, of course, it was quite an interesting experience because, as you all can see, Asian Paint is so much into innovations these days that other apart from our work, there's so much else going on in the company. There's so much new to learn, and there's so much new to understand that it's actually a lot of fun to actually work as a designer in Asian Paints. So we keep innovating, we keep trying new products, we keep making new products which keep coming to you in the market for final creation. And yes, so I would truly commend that I am a part of such an interesting company who is open to all sorts of experiments and DIY processes. So yes, it's
Great. So Meenakshi, first of all, tell us what role does a color play as an
okay.
important visual element?
See, color is something which is actually it's something which actually represents everything. If I talk about visual design, and I'm not talking only from the paint perspective, because being an interior designer, I understand all the other verticals using color in a very, very interesting way. So it's whether it's fashion, whether it's media, graphics, whether it's cinematography for that matter, everything and anything is all dependent on color. So
Wait, Meenakshi, somebody is writing that Meenakshi is not audible.
Uh, I am connected. Should I put on a headphone?
Might be it will be good.
I will have to just join back in 30 seconds. So just give me
Sure,
30 seconds.
no problem. You just put it like that and
I'll just get the headphones so that everyone can hear.
sure,
Just a
sure.
minute.
Yeah. So let us wait for some more people to join in as well. As Meenakshi will be back with her earphones. So, okay, she is audible now. Meenakshi, somebody is saying you are audible now. Hi, hi, Shifali.
No, it's not there. Connect the headphones and I think then I will be audible.
Yeah, somebody was saying that you are audible now. I guess
Okay,
you have to go far from your PC to be audible.
maybe. Yeah, it's more convenient actually to talk without a headphone. So I use the mic.
Yeah.
Just create space below so that yeah. So I think
So
my
guys, is it
mic
fine
got.
now? Yeah. So is it fine now? Uh, can anybody please tell us? Uh, are we audible now, Meenakshi?
Yeah, you are very clearly audible to me. I am just
Yeah,
confused.
yeah. Let's start then. So
Yeah,
Meenakshi, you were telling us about the color. How does it play a very important element as a visual in visual designing?
so in visual designing, actually, color represents everything. From the depth of it to the height of it, the color has the representation. So if I simply try and define color, color is something which is symbolic. Color is something which is cultural. Color has the psychological effect on us. So color selection in every field is very important. So depending if I not talk about paint industry, I talk about graphics for that matter. You've seen how these large size hoardings are used on the streets to promote a product, and they use the colors with the highest wavelength. Like you'll see the yellows and the oranges in these large hoardings. That's only because these are the high wavelength colors, and they can easily kind of grab your attention. So that's how they play with the psychology, and they try and every brand wants attention. So they will work out the color story in a way that you immediately give attention. Talk about all the projects you guys are doing. So you using, we are making colors or we are supplying colors to you, but ideally you guys are doing such amazing projects, and you know that every client, every house has a different color scheme. That's only because the kind of client is there, the kind of aesthetics they are looking for. I think, Smriti, you are a better person to answer the question that how do you actually choose your color scheme when you do the interiors of all these fantastic houses and
Yeah, so
other types
very
of
good
products?
question. So basically, now the question has been passed to me. So when choosing a color, first of all, we have to see what the client want. Many of the clients they have a very simple color. They want to stick to beiges and browns and a color family which is there related to beige. So we provide them with beige with some contrasting colors like a touch of brown, a touch of tan, and they don't want to deviate from the story. But yes, when comes to some other clients, like you can see I have a colorful room. I'm like that I designed this room for my daughter, so I tried and keep it very pastel with a touch of rainbow colors in it because she's just 4 years old. So it all depends upon the physical factor of a person as well. What is the age, what is the gender of the person, what is the psychological thinking he's having regarding a particular color. Like many clients, they want a typical red color in their bedroom as a curtain color, and many clients, if I say shall we use some reds, so they're like, why red? That's so bright color, we don't want that bright color in our room. So that again depends from person to person when it comes to designer. But yes, talking broadly about it, uh, it generally from my side, if I'll have to choose something for my house, I'll go in for pastels. That's something very contemporary and very English in the presence.
So
So
to come
coming
back
to
to
the
your
next,
question, yeah. So
yeah,
I was saying that to
coming to the
sum up
next.
your answer of the question, I would say that color is something which is a mode of communication today. That everything
Yes,
communication through advertising, through a media, through a design of a space, it's all
right.
communicating about themselves. So it's that's what color stands for me. Yeah.
Yeah. So Meenakshi, tell us something which is like a very science based question, like how are color and light related to each other?
Okay, so as you all know, in our school subject only we study that white is actually the color which is made out of all other colors. So you mix all the colors and you get white. But in psychology, in the general language, if you have to look at light and color as a relation, we consider sunlight as white light for us. For Earth, that's white light for us. So any moment uh, you look at a color, why you look at a color like that? Like, suppose I can see the curtain behind you as orange and yellow. Why can I see that? Because the white light falling on the surface is actually getting absorbed, and only the orange and yellow wavelength is reflecting from that surface. So that is coming to my retina. That is visible to my eyes. That's why I'm reading that color as yellow and orange. So that's how color. So, and as you all know that in the interiors, anytime we change the intensity of light. So all of you, if people around, if they're all designers, they understand the lux level. So if the lux level has been changed, so if you're moving towards, instead of white light, you're moving towards yellow, warm white. So gradually the colors which you're using will actually start looking darker, because the white, instead of white light, now I'm putting a different wavelength of light on the surface, and it will make my actual color look darker to my eyes. So that's why color and light play a very important role, especially in all kind of space designs, because how do you want to present a color is totally dependent on what is the kind of light which is falling on it.
Very true. Very true, Meenakshi. So tell us about the types of colors that are there. The different types of colors.
So if I start at the basic, initially the color, as you all know, that the colors are actually aligned in a manner that is called color wheel. So we work with the basic color wheel, but if you go thoroughly about it, there are different kind of color wheels which have been given by different kind of researchers. Now, if I talk about the basic color wheel which Asian Paints uses, is the primary, secondary, and tertiary color wheel. So that's the color wheel where the color wheel starts from red, yellow, and blue, of course. These are the primary colors because these colors cannot be made by mixing any other color. And then comes the secondary, which is actually by mixing primaries. And then comes the tertiary, which is by mixing primaries and secondaries. Now, if you look at our basic spectra I'm showing you, I have the smaller spectra with me right now, not the bigger one. But I'll show you this. This is basically the entire color spectrum placed together. So how do we create these colors now? I told you only about 12 colors in the color wheel, as you all know. But for every color, we make the tints and shades of it. So you start adding white, you get the lighter tones. You start adding black, you get the darker tones. So that's how Asian Paint offers around 2200 colors in the color palette, which are
Wow.
actually generated by these 12 colors only. So that's how the colors have been created.
Oh, great. So, Meenakshi, tell us, like, we are always there, and like, we as a designer know that what are warm colors and what are cool colors. But yes, many of our clients are also watching. So, tell us how to differentiate between warm color and a cool color. So, how to explain our clients about warm color and cool colors?
Okay. So warm colors and cool colors are basically so if you associate the colors with fire, so that's so all the reds, yellows, oranges, magentas, they will all fall under the warm category because as a color family, they're very close to the colors of fire.
all the colors which are associated with ice or water, all the blues and greens and purples, they will all come under cool colors. Now, why do we call the environment cool color? Is because once you place these colors in a space, you get the psychological effect like that. So if you talk about a warm color, if I do a nice orange, warm and a welcoming, while if you do a nice subtle blue or a olive green, it's more like a very soothing and very relaxing kind of a environment which the colors create. So in general, we also say that in a residence painting cycle, that all the areas which are commonly used by family, like your family area, entertainment space, entrance foyer, has to have a very warm color family, while all your relaxing spaces like your bedrooms and your bathrooms and your balconies, so the places where you actually calm down and relax and do not use things which keeps you very active in the energy levels, you should actually do the cool colors. So that's a general theory we follow for all the residential segment paint cycles.
Oh, that's great, Meenakshi. And we were talking about psychology. So, how does a color can impact the psychology of a person or of a space? How can it impact the space psychologically?
Okay, so color psychology, if I talk about, is something which is very personal. So it is possible that you may not like a space which is completely like a dark mossy green, but and I might like to have my entire house painted in a mossy green. So that is the kind of difference it is. But in general, every color holds certain psychological meanings which are generally accepted by the major mass of the people. So if I talk about from that perspective, and if I try and define the colors in that category, so if you look at red is taken in two ways. One is that it is considered very warm and very energetic color, and at the same time people find red also symbolizes danger. If you see the danger symbol at
Meenakshi, you are not audible. Meenakshi, Meenakshi, you are not audible.
you'll find it in all kind of cases. Like if it is used in all the fast food restaurants and gym areas, so you find all yellow and bright color which is there. Orange is again a very bright color which is after yellow, the second highest wavelength color, and again you find yellow and orange for a lot of advertisements, a lot of brochures, hoardings. If I talk about spaces, you'll find it in all sorts of kids areas, active play areas, or even all these pop-up stores which are coming up these days, which are either promoting certain kind of lifestyle products or kids products, this kind of a color scheme. So that's what yellow does to us. Blue and green are considered very soft and soothing. So if I talk about blue in detail, it's very much said that people are very much productive if they are in a blue room. So that's why offices, but nowadays it's not a concept that you will find entire office painted in blue. People want all sorts of
Yeah,
graffiti,
yeah.
all sorts of work in their spaces,
Now,
but
now, yeah. Yeah. Now, basically nowadays we are not having blues in our office, but we have a multiple colors in our office. A lot of greens in our office to add a lot of natural effect in the office. So now the total scenario is changing, and yes, post pandemic the things are going to change more. So for that, yes, we will discuss it in further about the organic paints which are coming up. Meenakshi, you're not audible at all. I guess you have to check the connection again. Yeah, now I guess you're audible. The connection is going again and again. Um, am I audible, Meenakshi? Yeah. 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 So,
So blue is generally considered that you do pick some of your house in greens and blues where you want a soothing and a calming effect, or where your kids study. So you want them to basically concentrate at the same time, and do not distract by using bright colors like yellows and oranges. So yes, blue and green will be the colors which are psychologically very relaxing. So that's why I said all the private areas in the house should have some tints and tones of blue and green can be used.
yeah. Meenakshi, tell us about the paints. The how they like the paints they play in the design cycle. Like what role they play in the design cycle when we have to decide about the paints, and when will they come in? So, and what are the types which are available?
Okay, so in the paint, actually, I feel there are two or three times in a paint entire project you get to decide the paint. One is while the designing stage, when you're working on the color scheme and the palette and the functional requirement of the paint. We'll consider both the things. One is what is the kind of finish you're looking at, and second is what is your functional expectation from the paint. Like you want a paint which is highly washable, or you want a paint which is kind of killing your indoor bacteria. So what is the level of requirement you have? And second is of course your color palette. So mostly all the products which we offer in different categories are available in all the colors which are there in our palette. So that's one stage where you close on the functional requirement, what product, and the color requirement or the texture requirement. The second is the time when you create the BOQs. You come back to the colors, understanding the price point of it. That okay, what is my budget aligned? How many rupees per square feet my client can spend on the paint, and then basis that you choose the product and you finalize.
Yeah.
And third is actually when you source the paint, is the implementation stage of the project, when you actually buy the product and actually the application happens. These are the three stages majorly where paint comes in the project. Now coming to the types of paint, see basically basic category of paints are actually divided into three parts. But in the market practice, there are a lot of names which has been given to it. So now, if I start about the basic paint which is used both for interior and exterior, is the emulsions. So emulsions from Asian Paints is available for exterior and interior, and it's a basic water-based paint. So you basically have to mix water if you have to dilute the paint. Now in the Maxo, get the name like somebody will say ki acrylic emulsion chahiye, or somebody will say that I need a plastic paint. So these are all the same names for emulsion. The whole point is that people want to express that they want an emulsion, water based, which is cleanable in nature. So you can actually use a wet cloth or a wet sponge and clean your surface. Now under the emulsion range, of course, we also offer a long range. Exterior would be that exterior product will be weatherproof. So it can take the sunlight, it can take the rainwater. So it is more stable as a material. So exterior grade is of course little more tough. So that's the emulsion category. Second is the enamel category, where enamels are something which are the oil-based paint. You don't use water in it, but you use turpentine oil, which is maximum used base for the paint. And why do we need enamels in a space is that now all the interiors and exterior walls you can do with emulsions, but all the wooden and metallic surfaces you need a second material, because water-based paint won't sustain on those. So enamels are something which goes on all your wooden door windows, frames, chalk huts, your balcony grills, your outdoor furnitures, your parapet walls, your main doors, main gates. Everything can have enamels. Now, enamels are something which are not as matte as emulsion because of the oil base. You will not get a dead matte finish in enamel, but you will get a light gloss, you will get a medium tone gloss, and you will get a high gloss. So those are enamels and emulsion under which everything comes in. And then we have the local language of clear paint also, which is